What is a toxic relationship? Signs, impacts, and how to fix it. A toxic relationship is one in which two people don't relate to each other in healthy ways, and then conflict easily arises. In these relationships, at least one person tries to minimize the other person's perspective or feelings and increase their own competitive nature. There's usually just a general lack of support, unpleasantness, usually just doesn't feel good. The negative emotions will eventually outweigh the positive ones, and then the relationship will become very draining. Hi, I'm Gabrielle Juliano-Villani. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I specialize in stress management and relationship issues. Let's go over a few signs of potentially toxic relationships and how to fix it. Here are the 10 signs of a potentially toxic relationship. First, you feel disrespected. Number 2, your needs are not met. You both have a hard time communicating. You don't feel free to live your life autonomously or independently. You give more than you get. You don't feel valued. You resent your partner. One or both of you are passive aggressive. Your self-esteem is deteriorating, and you feel attacked or unsupported. A toxic relationship may not have begun that way. Sometimes it starts out well, it's really good, you get along, but as time goes on, you start to feel emotionally drained from this person, or you might feel really stressed at the thought of having to be around them. A healthy relationship, on the other hand, helps to give back energy instead of taking energy away. Can you fix a toxic relationship? There are ways to improve a toxic relationship if everybody involved is willing and motivated to make a change. These relationships can be better managed by setting healthy boundaries and working on your own self-awareness. Here are 6 tips for dealing with a toxic relationship. First, have open and honest conversations. Have open and healthy communication with your partner about how you're feeling and what you can own in the relationship. Having these discussions together helps for you to share the load between each other and increase cohesion in the relationship. The timing of these conversations is also important. Pick a time where you're both in a good headspace, you're feeling good, and you have the space to devote time to this important conversation. Don't dwell on the past. Focusing on past mistakes does not allow you to move forward. You can't control the past, and keeping your attention on past issues will take you away from being present in the current moment. Take the time and use the resources to really process the past so that you can be available and present in the moment and you're able to move on from it. View your partner with compassion. Our partners and ourselves are human. We all make mistakes, we've all had troubles, and it's important to have some grace for that. Be mindful of that and be sensitive to their struggles. Compassion in times of conflict can really reset the ways in which we communicate, which makes a big difference. Coming to your partner with compassion is also important because it allows both of you to be less defensive. Number 4, take responsibility for your part. Whiting states, a key factor on whether a toxic relationship can change is if the unhealthy person will take full responsibility for their behavior. Denial is a common feature of unhealthy relationships, and it's actually the main clinical issue in batterer intervention programs. If someone won't admit they have a problem, they won't change. For a relationship that has been damaged by physical or verbal aggression to turn around, the offender needs to be totally honest, accept full responsibility for the hurt they have caused, and work consistently for a significant amount of time, like 6 months to a year, to try and make it right. Cheap apologies or promises will not do it. Number 5, talk to a therapist. Therapy is very effective for treating relationship issues and the stress that comes along with it. That's why there is a whole specialty on working with couples and relationships. Identifying the root cause or feeling is the first step towards recovery and moving forward in a toxic relationship. Therapy allows for you to learn additional ways for you to manage relationship issues and manage stress that might come along with it. Depending on what the concerns are, you can consider individual or couples therapy. It's helpful to find a couples therapist that will help you explore your childhood relationship patterns as it relates to the relationships in your life now. Digging deeper and understanding any dysfunctional relationship patterns from your past or childhood can help point out where your own relationship patterns maybe have stemmed from. Number 6, hold space for your partner to change. Remember that change takes time. Learning a new habit is just as challenging as unlearning old habits. And when we're working on changing things in a relationship, both partners need to be able to do the work. That work for one of you could look like holding space and waiting for that change to occur. Without the space to showcase new ways of relating the relationship, you won't ever get to see what the change looks like. This takes a lot of patience and self-care to remain present to be able to manage this. So make sure that you're taking care and prioritizing taking care of yourself as well. Final thoughts. For some, the best option for dealing with toxic relationships is to leave the relationship. When your own health and wellness is being impacted, the relationship is doing more harm than good. When there's any kind of abuse, it's important to recognize your worth, protect yourself, and get help right away. Thanks for tuning in, and follow Choosing Therapy for more helpful tips.